here's the current issue. We've got temperatures rising on every single cylinder except for cylinder 6. Cylinder 6 is 93 degrees, and if we go back to the main view here, that's just a little higher than oil temperature, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So something is definitely off, but again, if I click the temperature there, I get that granular view, and if we look at cylinder 6, something is not quite right. Now if I zoom out on this, and let me just push up the power a little bit. Okay, then we're gonna do a mag drop. Okay, about 20 drop on the left, 40 drop on the right, within tolerance, so it's not a mag issue. And again, looking at the detail here, seeing the temperatures up close, something is off. So this is why I got an engine monitor. I got an engine monitor so I could see problems arise before they became a real problem and be able to diagnose things and keep my engine and myself safe ahead of time. I am going to discontinue this flight, and we are going to have a mechanic investigate why this is happening. This is the safe thing to do. You don't have to go flying. You can figure it out later. It's that old adage, it's better to be on the ground wishing you were in the air than in the air wishing you were on the ground. But that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right, we're lucky enough to have a mechanic just right here. So I'm gonna go have a chat with him and see his availability on checking this out. So for all intents and purposes, we're grounded until we figure that out, because something's not right. So we need some sort of indication that cylinder is working. Could be anything from a loose probe to a bad cylinder to that's all I can really think of, a spark plug issue perhaps. So handful of things. All right, so we're gonna go from there and see what he says. Yeah, something's up with that number 6 cylinder. I swear I hear a hiss when it goes through, which is not a good sign. That means the air compression inside the cylinder is able to release somehow. So not a good sign. What I'm gonna do now, just very simply, something I can do myself, is take out the cowling, and then I'll see what the mechanic's schedule is. So we're grounded, and that's okay. Pull this cowling off. I'm not a mechanic. It doesn't mean much, but I am allowed to pull the cowling off. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look at it. Again, doesn't mean much, but maybe I'll see something. And then I can have the real mechanics come over and have a look and see if they can find anything on it. You know, just the first part is the diagnosis, and then we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, gotta pull this off and we'll go from there. Look at this for the first time. I don't really know what I'm looking for. It's hard to see up near the gasket there. I don't see any obvious cracks. I don't see anything obvious. I do see some white residue here that may be indicative of some blow-by or something. Current situation, I just went over and talked to the mechanics. Joe's gonna have a look at it tomorrow when he's back, because I gotta go to a family thing now. But I don't know what I'm looking at, but clearly something's wrong. So I'll give you guys an update on the other side when I figure out what's up and what this is. Hopefully we can get a diagnosis fairly quickly and I can get back in the skies. Okay, it's been a few days since I had a mechanic look at this. So last time I left off, we were gonna have a mechanic look at it. He determined that the cylinder did have compression in it, which means that the cylinder isn't bad. So we're chasing a couple other things, kind of narrowing things down. I think it might be a stuck valve.
So what we're going to do now is pull off the cover, do some tests, and see if that valve is in fact getting stuck on the ground. So one thing that's really nice is I wanted to export my data from the airplane, but kind of had a hard time doing that. But then I realized, hey, it's right in Garmin Pilot. It's just right there. So I went back to my flight logs and could see all of my engine data and kind of verified that this issue has been happening for a while. I think it's made worse by the colder weather that's been happening, but I could go back and actually see it in the engine data, and I'll show that over top of the screen here now, that particular cylinder 6 was showing low. So that's good to be able to do some sort of diagnosis and see that there was something there, you know, at least comforting to know that this has been building, but now we still need to address this and see what's going on. Had lots of flights, I guess, with this issue. I think the colder weather has just made it really hard for this particular cylinder to warm up, but it's still something that I don't feel good about just going flying with. I want to look into it more and make sure that we are good to go. So this will be the second mechanic that is coming to actually look at this. I've been talking to several friends on the phone though. It kind of takes a village to keep an airplane healthy, if you will. So I've been talking to many people and getting their advice on what they think is going on. This will be the second mechanic, Rob, that comes by to take a look at this, and then we're gonna go from there and see what's next. So it's just one thing after the other, trying to unravel it, see what it is. You know, you got to be persistent, but not just shove it off as, hey, this isn't a problem, let's get the cowling back on and fly again. I want to be really careful. So we'll see what this next guy, Rob, says. You guys may have recognized him from other videos. We did a really great beach video one time on my birthday, but we're going to check this out and see what he says.
Yeah, that's pretty grody, man.
It is nasty.
Yeah, let's take a peek over here at the, wow, it's like coral almost, doesn't it? And that's the intake. Let's take a look at the exhaust. See, that's more of what I would have expected your other exhaust to look like. See how it's got some discoloration, but it's the same all the way around. You don't have that.
Yep.
But yeah, you got a bunch of gunk there. Now let's do this if I can. Let's switch the camera over. So this has a camera on the end, and it also has a camera cleaner. There's your other spark plug.
Can I hit record on the video part?
I think so. I don't know. Wow. Ooh. Okay, look at that. Take a picture right there. That's your valve stem.
Okay.
That valve stem should be clean.
Okay.
That's really grody, man. So that's looking on the left right here is the valve. That will go away in a second. This is the valve face, and then to the left is the cylinder where it should seat against. And this is the base of the stem. But that stem is gross, man. Yeah, see that shiny metal on the stem? That's what the rest of it should look like.
Okay. I mean, if this valve isn't closing, it's going to cause all sorts of crap in there.
Absolutely. And that's where you get that carbon buildup. Speaking of, that intake valve is theoretically fully closed.
Is this the intake valve?
This one is, yes.
Yeah, so you're just looking to see if that's closing correctly?
Yeah, kind of hard to tell with the quality camera that I have, but looking at that, I can't imagine that you are.
Well, there's so much crap in there.
Yeah, the way to identify that would be do a pressure check. Okay, guys, it's been a minute since I've given an update on what's going on with the airplane, and so unfortunately 2-3 uniform is going to be grounded for a while. Not too bad, not terrible news, but as you could see with the work we did with Rob, he came and looked inside the cylinder. It wasn't good. We tried to see if there were a handful of different things we could have tried, from cleaning it on the inside without having to take the cylinder off. But what I decided to do is simply replace the cylinder. We had one that had already been taken off, so that's already overhauled. It's ready to be installed. My friend Aris is going to come down and install the cylinder, swap it out. So 2-3 uniform has been grounded, and what's very unfortunate is I haven't flown it for going on a month now, maybe longer. And then apart from that, I am leaving today to go on an extended family trip to go see family and things down in the lower 48. So we're going to be bouncing around between California, Utah, albeit sun and fun. So if any of you are at any of those locations, you want to hang out, fly, let me know. But 2-3 uniforms grounded. I won't be able to fly her for now, and I'm kind of depressed about that. It's been beautiful weather here recently. There just been these days I just really want to go out and fly, but I haven't been able to. So it's been eating at me, but I've been busy making videos and trying to stay positive about it all. But that's just the name of the game, you know. I could force it, I could have kept flying, but that's just not the safe decision. You never know what those things will end up doing as they degrade. So really grateful to have seen the engine data early on to help me understand what was going on. That's just what we have to do here. We're gonna have to stop flying for now. It is what it is. And while I'm gone, 2-3 uniform will hopefully get healthy again and be ready to fly when I get back, because it'll be rapidly getting into the summer season. So this is a tough scenario, and I think when I look back and I think of the sponsor of this video, which is AOPA Pilot Protection Services, I think of, without naming names, some of the advice that I got about the engine and what I should do. And if I had taken that advice, I don't know where that would have led. Like, it could have led to a dangerous and a bad spot for me, meaning an accident or something. So I just wanted to bring that up, that to get protection, to have protection, adding Pilot Protection Services to your AOPA membership is a huge plus, because if anything were to ever happen, you could get help with things like that. So they're there to protect you, help you out. And again, and you know, I know that like maybe aircraft ownership and situations like this aren't very sexy for people, but this is just a process where, as a flight school patron, when you're just going through flight training, for example, or just renting, you don't really know all that goes into keeping an airplane running and keeping it running safely. So I hope you guys enjoy these looks on the inside of what goes on, but get to make the safe decision and just keep 2-3 uniform in the hangar for now until she gets better. So thanks for this video. We're going to do a part 2 to show the process of whatever comes next. Maybe there won't be much to that in the sense that I'll just be coming back from Son of Fun and flying. So be looking out for that. But thanks for being here. Make sure to like this and subscribe to stick around, hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions about this process, I'm happy to continue that conversation in the comments. So thanks for coming, and fly safe when you have to. You absolutely have to. And until next time, throttle on.